Is Coach World TV. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight my guest is Ted McGrath. Hey, Ted McGrath.
Hey, Laurie Lawson.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Ted is the founder, and this is just one of the many, many things he's doing, of Coaching Leadership Academy. And I have to tell you a funny story about. First of all, let me tell you, he's in from San Diego on the coldest day of the year.
Yes,
I'm sure he's thrilled.
I should be wearing my jacket right
we
now,
all
but I'm
should
not.
be wearing our jackets.
Right.
Yes, but he is. I was as soon as Ted contacted me, I said, "Wow, come and be on the show because what you're doing is so exciting." And he said yes. And then I have a mentee, hey Gretchen, how you doing? Who said, "Oh, I just heard this fantastic guy speak at the ICF Los Angeles chapter." And I said, "Really? Who is it?" She was Ted McGrath. And I went, "Really?" I said, "I'm having him on my show." And she was, "Oh my gosh!" She was inspired to send you an email. She thought what you were doing is wonderful. So I'm really pleased that one, that he's here, and two, that I got to snag him before he's off to do something else. So Ted, tell us, we're going to tell you all about Coaching Leadership Academy, and then we have something even more global going on. I've suddenly become your partner.
It's become a we thing now. Yeah.
I've become your partner. But first, tell us a little bit about how you got into coaching.
Wow, how I got into coaching. You know, I've been an athlete my whole life, so I've always been coached. I don't think I followed the rules so much in terms of what my coaches told me to do, but I've always been coached to a certain degree. I started really coaching around 21, 22 years old. I was in the insurance business at a young age with New York Life Insurance. I was fortunate to do very well in my first year, build a six-figure business. And by the time I was 22, they put me into a management and leadership position, and I was coaching and teaching insurance agents and financial advisors how to build their business. Wow. So how do you meet with clients? How do you present? How do you sell? How do you do all that stuff? But all of that was done offline. And then years later, to fast forward it, I won't go into the whole story, but to fast forward it, about 28 years old, I left New York Life. I was one of the top partners in the company at that time. And I just decided it was time for a change. It wasn't my passion. I wanted to share my voice and my gifts in a bigger way, but I didn't really know what that was fully. So I decided to leave one day when I got a big promotion, and I left everything behind. And
I did that in the corporate world too. I got promoted and I went, "No, I have to go now."
Yep.
So I thought it was going to be what I was going to ask you. It's like, okay, obviously you were on the fast track. I mean, 22 and management and in a big company. So why not follow the fast track?
Well, I did for 6 years.
That's true.
For 6 years, I stayed there. I was on the fast track. I was doing all the things, and I was a partner in the company, and I just wasn't passionate about it. I mean, financial was one thing, and I was good at it, but I didn't love it. And plus, while I was there, I shared with you just personally, I had an addiction with alcohol and almost died from drugs and alcohol. And for me, that was the sign that I wasn't really in my genius or my passion, because I was trying to fulfill something else by drinking and my addictions rather than fulfilling my life's purpose. So, I had some sense of that. I wasn't totally conscious and aware, but I knew I had to get out. And so I left, and that's when I left. And then about 6, 7 years ago, I moved out to California, and that was the beginning of starting to build my business. But I made a lot of mistakes doing that. I mean, I invested in companies, lost lots of money, 7 figures in real estate, bad cash deals, all started up companies that I wasn't passionate about, an outsourcing company in India, a speaker author platform that I started up that I wasn't passionate about, and left all of those to realize that, in my heart, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, but really I'm a visionary.
So I keep hearing the word passion come up, and obviously that's something that's passionate with you. When you say you knew you weren't following your passion, what exactly does that mean? I think I'm there saying that many coaches have been there and done that. It's like, okay, we're all in this profession for some other reason. It's like we sort of did something, and it's like, that's not it. So.
Well, for me, I mean, right now I teach coaches and speakers how to build a lucrative business, but also how to have a great lifestyle building it. So for me, having passion is not just work, it's having a passionate life. And so when I looked at that, I was in the workplace at New York Life, but I wasn't excited every day. I wasn't fulfilled. I didn't feel like I was making a difference. I didn't feel like I was making an impact. And I believe when you feel like you're making a difference and an impact and you're truly serving people, that lights us all up. It's that sense of connection that we're all looking for. So for me, doing the thing that I love, which is speaking, strategy, painting the vision, coaching other people, those are the things I'm great at. I love doing it. And when I do it, I'm able to bring out my gifts and my genius and really share my voice and serve people in a way where I just get lit up and I'm excited about it.
So you're defining passion as work is part of the entire picture of
Oh, yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
Whereas most people go, oh, I've got it. Like we all know the parachute, what color's your parachute, do what you love, and it'll, but you're saying passion for the entire, you want the whole shamil.
The whole
thing.
shamil. I mean, I got my family involved in what I'm doing, not just working, but like I want them to come and experience what I do and the impact I make in people's lives. I shared with you earlier, my stepdad, who's been a psychologist for 40 years, we're talking about him getting into retirement coaching, and he's already taken some first steps, like giving a speech on retirement coaching and things like that. So it's not just, here's my work life, and now I come home, I'm on Christmas break, I come to see my family in New Jersey. No, it's I want to bring that piece that I'm really passionate about that can make a difference in my family's life too. And then the relationships that I'm in outside of work, I mean, they're all part of it too. So my friends that I grew up with, I mean, they've invested in my company. I mean, everybody's part of it. It's like one big thing, and I see all the trips we take and all the things we do. I want everybody involved. So it's more of a mission to me than it is a business. The business is the part that creates the engine and the profit, but the mission is what I love to do. It's I want to serve, and I have a global vision for how we're going to impact the world, much bigger than just building a business, but poverty and disease and addictions and things like that truly serve people.
We're going to get into the big picture soon, but
Yeah.
tell us about the little big picture. What kind of person, who comes to you then? Okay, who goes to the leadership Coaching Leadership Academy. Who would go to that?
Well, you know what? We get a lot of we get speakers and coaches, and we get entrepreneurs. And so entrepreneurs is a general concept. It's like a general thing. A lot of people could be entrepreneurs, but we get people that here's one: people who are coaches already who are trading their time for dollars. So they've got a coaching business. They're working one-on-one with people. You can only do so much one-on-one work, right?
What do you call that? I loved what you called it.
Trading time for dollars.
Trading time for dollars. And I go, what does that mean? So tell us, what does that mean?
Well, it's like, okay, if somebody makes $250 an hour coaching. I was talking to a psychotherapist last week. She makes $120 an hour. Now, okay, how many hours can you put in a week before you're totally filled up doing that? And how much money are you going to make a year doing it at $120 an hour? Now, some coaches, like I charge thousands of dollars an hour. And I do that because my coaching time one-on-one is very, very little. I don't do a lot of one-on-one. I do a lot of group. I do a lot of speaking. So if you're doing one-on-one, how do you scale that? How do you scale that business to where you go from one-on-one maybe to groups, small groups? Then you go from small groups to speaking in front of maybe 100 people. Or you just scale it entirely and you're not even there and you're making money, which is how do you package your knowledge and experience, put it into products online, a DVD, a CD, and then how do you get that message out to the world and have people pay you for it?
So what you're saying is utilize your time so that, so that you can make more money, certainly, but also that you can reach more people and you can be,
100%.
Your effect will be tripled and doubled and quadrupled and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and your lifestyle. Now, there's people out there who enjoy, some people may like being on the phone 24/7. I'm not one of them, and I haven't found too many people that are. I like being on the beach in Hawaii like I was recently, and the cash register's ringing because I've set up intelligent systems to build my business. And that's what we're talking about at Coaching Leadership Academy is helping people set up intelligent systems to build their business, whether it's a sales team selling your products and programs, whether it's an automated video or webinar or teleseminar selling your stuff. I mean, how do you set up a business like that? And today, it's totally viable to do it. 15, 20 years ago, it wasn't. So it's a new kind of business. I've worked with coaches 30 years in the business. I was just telling you about some that I've coached that have multi-million-dollar businesses where I'm teaching them kind of the new way of doing things. And it's not that I'm a genius in doing it. A year ago, I committed to learning how to market and get online. And our whole initiative has been focused on that. And we've done extremely well in just a year on the online space because I come from the offline space. So that's it. And so we work with coaches, but we also work with the person who's in a career right now, maybe in corporate America like I was, and they're trading time for dollars. So they're not just coaches we're talking about trading time for dollars. We're talking about people who go to the office every day, they trade times for dollars, they're chained to a desk, they're not doing the thing that they love. How do you find your passion, package your gifts, and share your voice in a way where you can reach the world with it? And today, it's not like a pipe dream. Anybody can do it.
Well, yeah, the day of when you needed an office and a phone and a desk is over. I mean, you can.
Right.
We were talking about things we've done creatively on Skype. It's like, you know, you don't even have to be in the same country. You can just
Right.
do your thing.
Or
which
on
is
the
fantastic.
train today, coming into New York. I swear, for 40 minutes, I was like, "This is great." I'm on the train, and I've got my iPhone out, and I'm sending to my team things we need done.
I mean, he's got 100 dates after this.
Right,
And he's
yeah,
meeting
there
with his
you go.
marketing
There
team
you go,
and
right,
everything.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and he's enjoying it all. And you know what's interesting? What you just said about, you know, everyone becoming passionate and doing their passion. It's like the advice you gave your stepfather was fantastic, the retirement coach, but you may be phasing that out. It's like people will have no need to retire if indeed they are doing what they love to do. Why retire?
Why
Just keep
retire?
doing it.
Yeah, my
so-
old coach used to say retirement means to put out of use.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
so our demographic, I mean, we've had people 35 to 55 mainly coming into our seminar room, but we still have people come in the audience in their 60s and now their 70s, and we are even starting up a leadership academy for the youth too. So this isn't a conversation for a small percentage of the population. This is a conversation not just for coaches and speakers. This is a conversation for anybody who has knowledge, who has experience, which is anybody who's been alive on the planet, and who wants to take that and package that with their gift. Like, what's your gift? We call it a fascination factor. What's the thing that's fascinating and unique about you? And how do you find out what that is? And then how do you package it in a way to where you can share it with people and make money doing it?
You know, tell us a little bit, because I do like a lot of reinvention stuff, and sometimes I do resumes, which is taking your best stuff and putting it out there. Tell us what's different in the fascination factor with you. I mean, because it doesn't necessarily seem that sometimes all of the cool things that you do are that fascinating. Maybe it's some of the things that you really didn't, or the things
Think
that
about.
you survived. you
Right.
know?
Oh yeah. Or like what I always have people look at is there's a couple different levels of it. The first thing we have people look at is, who are you? That's the question we ask.
So hard.
Because most people try and differentiate, this is how I'm going to do it, this is what I'm doing in the marketplace. And the reality is, there's a lot of people out there that are helping people build businesses. There's a lot of people that are helping them with their passion. So what makes us unique? I understand what my fascination factor is. I understand what's unique about me. And I always look at what are the words that light me up. So if I had to put it into one word, who I am, inspiration, inspirator. That's one of my words. Another one is passion. Another one is transformation. So I think it starts based on who you're being. Because I can talk about building a business totally different than somebody else talks about building a business. Why? Because I'm a different person. So the experience you're having with me right now watching this is different than it would be with somebody else. And the experience is what I think people want to connect with. That's the relationship they want to have. That's what they ultimately buy. So how do you start with who you are and really getting tapped into that? Now you might be saying, okay, I understand who I am, I understand my word. I tell people I'm an inspirator, I'm a passionate person, and pay me. That's not how it works. I mean, there's 10 steps to packaging and to doing it.
Right,
but that's the beginning stage to look at it, because ultimately people get lit up and they buy based on your emotion that you're bringing and connecting with them on. If you can connect with them emotionally and inspire them, then people are going to be drawn to you. So how do you do that thing that lights you up first? That's the first thing.
So you're saying they buy the experience. Do they? Well, old-fashioned thinking is, okay, if you're a success, people want to be just like you and they want to buy that experience. Are you saying they can also buy the things that you weren't so successful and learn from what you learned?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can teach people. Then I take also. There's a bunch of steps to this. I think that step is like step 5 in our process. But step 5 in our process talks about, what are the problems that you've had in your life that you've solved? What are the successes that you've had? Right? And how can you teach people those successes and those problems that you solved? I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. The process I'm teaching you right now, we call it the branding blueprint. So, step 1 is the fascination factor of what's unique about you. Who are you? What's your gift? What's your passion? Step 2 is your statement of what it is you do, and just being clear on what it is you do to people. And then you keep going down. So this blueprint I've been using since I was 21. It's just a way to package up, who we are, what we do, and make it in a clear step-by-step blueprint or formula that you can share with somebody, show it to them, and say, this is how you would work with me. Here's how I'm going to help you solve your problems. Here's how I'm going to help you accomplish your goals. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you communicate that effectively to somebody, what your process is and your steps, people will pay you more.
Now, is the blueprint? Is it a format for everyone, or is it based on each person's individual talents?
It's a format for everybody. So we have 10 steps we take you through, but then your ultimate model comes out with a name to the formula. So the name of my formula is called the Passion to Profits Lifestyle Formula,
Okay.
right? Helping people with their passion, turn it into profits, building a business, and helping them have a great lifestyle. So when somebody says, Ted, what do? I help people turn their passion into a lucrative and lifestyle-friendly business. Passion to Profits Lifestyle Formula. That's what it is. So we teach everybody, you name it. So your name would be different than my name. Your name would be different than my name. It's based on who you are, what you do.
My passion and what I want to do with it.
Yeah. Once you have a name, then somebody says, well, what is that? Well, it's got 7 steps, right? What are those 7 steps? The 7 steps are the problems I've solved in my own life, the successes that I've had, the knowledge and experience I have, and I just take it and package it into a step-by-step formula, and then I say, this is what I do, this is how I do it, here it is, and I show somebody how they can have an ongoing relationship with me.
Fascinating.
Anybody can do that though, right?
They can.
Yeah, anybody can do that. So the what I'm sharing with you, I'm taking you through step 4 in my formula, which is teaching somebody what we call the breakthrough branding blueprint. So the branding blueprint is this 10-step formula that we walk you through. We'll give you free access to it at the end, where you can actually go through it for 60 minutes on your own and learn how to do it. Yeah. And
I can't wait for the show to be over. I'm going to go try it.
Yeah, it'd be great. You'll love it. So we teach them that. And we take them through the 10 steps, and the end of the 10 steps, then they have their formula. They have the name to their formula, they have the steps, they have the problem they're solving, they have the solutions, they have the benefits for their client, they have the tools, they have all of it. And then that's what you use to monetize your entire business.
Now, what would step number 1 be?
Fascination factor.
Just figuring it out.
Yeah. Who are you? What's your unique gift? What's your passion? What's the voice that you're waiting to share with the world? What is that? And how do you figure that out?
Do you have a formula to get to that, or is that?
Yeah, actually we do.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Cool.
We actually what we teach people to do is one of the best things that you can do right now is go write an email to your friends and say, hey Joe, hey Laurie, I'm working with a coach and I want to take my passion out to the world. I want to share my gift. I want to live my purpose. I trust and respect your opinion. What would you say my gifts are? What are my strengths? What's my fascination factor? What's fascinating about me? And you write that email, you send it to 5 friends, and your friends start to write back in a couple paragraphs what they think of you and what they think your gift is. And then one of 2 things will happen. One, you'll be like, wow, right?
Really?
I wasn't expecting this, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is you'll be like, yeah, they think that's unique about me, but I do that every day.
That's a problem, because we take for granted what we can do,
Right.
of course, yes. So yes, that's brilliant to have someone else tell you what is unique, because sometimes you're just, it's like, I've done this all the time. This is how I roll. But, yeah.
And that's what they'll get back. And then you'll realize that, you know what, I haven't been paying attention to the very thing that really truly makes me unique. I've been looking outward to try and get information and do things that other people are doing so that I can feel like I'm confident to deliver my message. But at the end of the day, the confidence comes from within. The uniqueness is here. People outside you see it. It's tough for all of us to see it. We all discount it. And so it's a matter of people not validating you, but validating and saying, you know what, you have a gift. You have something that's unique and fascinating about you. I see it in you. And then you're like, I'm home again.
And it could be something really simple. I noticed that writing comes easy to me. And it's like I just write. And yet I've seen people in all of the professions I've been in who don't even bill sometimes because they don't know how to write up a summary of what's going on. And it's like, and we just assume, I can write, I can speak.
Right.
Other people, they think, wow, you can write and you can speak. It's like, so it's a great reality check, I guess.
Yeah,
Just to have people tell you that. Oh, so okay, I'm excited. So if we go to Coaching Leadership, how can we get to Coaching Leadership Academy? Where is the map? No.
Well, the map is simple. I mean, I'm just here to share some knowledge today, and then say go to rizeglobal.com, R-I-Z-E global.com, and when you go to our website, you'll see a video with me. Just enter your name and email address, and you'll get access to a 90-minute training on this branding blueprint.
Free.
For free. For free.
Amazing.
That shows you how to start packaging your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience, and putting it into a step-by-step process so that you can communicate your value to your customers and make more money doing it.
And then if they wanted to actually, how long, the course is, I'm sorry.
Oh, then
how
once
many
they go there,
modules?
then
Yeah.
after the 90 minutes, on the 90-minute training free, we make an offer and we say, hey, if you want to come to Coaching Leadership Academy, there's an online curriculum. There's 20 hours of content. I think we're up to 25, 30 hours of content now.
Wow.
And then go and they can get the online program. And then, we also give them tickets to our live event when they purchase the online program.
Tell us about the live events coming up.
It's amazing. Like, I love it. That's the best part about what I do. Like, I love it. It's my
yes.
passion. It's my passion. And I love doing stuff like this too. And I love it because you get 100+ people in a room for 4 days, and we teach them step by step how you build the business. So, a lot of people are wondering out there, well, how do I coach? How do I learn to coach? But I believe that's very important. Obviously, if you're going to be a coach, you got to know how to coach. But I believe what's more important is how to build the business first. Because most people want to learn how to coach, and what happens is they start learning how to coach, and then they realize, wow, I've got all these certifications and I know how to coach. They have no clients. So I'm going to teach you how to build the business, how to package yourself, how do you sell one-on-one, how do you get teams of people to sell for you, how do you create a product where you take your knowledge and experience and put it in a DVD or a CD, how do you market it online with videos, with like videos right now, with teleseminars, with webinars that are automated, where you don't even have to show up. You do a recording, it plays, people listen to it, and they buy from you. How do you do that? How do you create strategic partnerships? Like, I'm going to Detroit after this with General Motors and Quicken Loans.
Wow.
I'm looking to create strategic partnerships with large corporations. How do you create it with people in the industry? How do you build your list and get your message out there on email? How do you do all that? And how do you speak at seminars if you want to? We teach all of that at the event. So that's what it is. It's me for 4 days up there speaking, but engaging you in exercises so that you're building the business throughout the 4 days. And you're collaborating with your peers, and you're getting potential clients in the room. And we bring in speakers, other great speakers who've been doing this for 30 years that come in. And they talk about money and finances. They talk about your dreams. They talk about all kinds of stuff.
And that's usually LA based.
San Diego or LA.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have people from all over the world. So if you're watching this in New York, where we're in New York right now, you're welcome to come.
And we're always looking for a place to get warm, so.
Yeah, of course, right? Yeah,
so
yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
you'll have it during the cold weather. That would be nice.
Exactly.
But so I want to get this clear now. So it doesn't have to be a coach who attends. It doesn't have to be a business person. It has to be a person who just really wants to live their passion.
Whether you're starting from scratch or whether you've been doing it 30 years, it's if you want to if you have something you think that you have to share with the world that's based on your knowledge, your experience, and something that you love to do, and you want to get it out there and you want to make money doing it, this is the seminar for you. And
I think it's also has to have that thing that almost every coach has, where they got to a certain point in the, I don't want to say the real world, the corporate world or whatever world they were in. It's like, oh, I need a little bit more. It's just you realize that, you could be living a little bit more to your potential.
Yeah.
And exploring what that could be.
And also looking right now, somebody might be saying, well, I have so many problems right now, and how am I going to go coach, or what do I have that's useful to teach and share with people? And you know what? Everybody has something. And your problem right now, like my addictions that I had with alcohol and almost dying from an overdose with that, I found a process that solved that problem. Now, with another organization that we've partnered with, we certify people and teach them that process.
This is a whole different process.
Yeah, this is a whole different, but they begin to learn it at our Coaching Leadership Academy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we take them through it, and I show them how it solved my addictions that I had. And really, it was the inner issues of feeling insecure and not feeling good enough and not feeling connected with people and wanting to have that sense of connection, which drove me to drink. So that was my big problem. When I solved that, my business started to explode. So whatever your problem is, people think like, they're so far away maybe from having the success, but that's not true. Not the truth. You're one problem away from being able to solve it and then teach another person and make a career out of this.
And another thought is, it's like, oh, I have to wait till things get better to work on myself. And sometimes it's good to be in the middle of the chaos and act from negativity
Sure.
and move on up. And
sometimes that's
which
the
you
leverage.
did, yes.
Sometimes that's the leverage you need,
That
because
was
you
your
know
awakening.
I knew if I was going to teach it to the world, I better get my act in gear. So
Yeah.
I made the declaration first. I'm going to go teach to the world, and I'm going to help people find their passion, because I was in the midst of finding it. I knew what it was. I had discovered it. But I was in the midst of building it. But I just said, I'm going to go start teaching people that. And that declaration of making that real quick got me to shape up. And really, it's about being congruent in those areas of your life, and then all areas of your life. And that was the most important thing for me. Like when cleaning up the drinking, once I did that, I could sit face to face with somebody, and I could be totally real and authentic and say, I solved this. Like, I'm here, and I'm being me for the first time.
Yeah.
And I hadn't done that my entire life. And that's when everything changed for me.
Wow. So that, it's nice to have ideal conditions, but it's also nice to realize that, you know what, I need a helping hand, and here it is, and this might be something that you could be doing. So it just sounds like such a comprehensive program. It's like, and as is coaching, and that's why I all love coaching, but you think your problem's here, and then it's really internal, and then it comes out and it works, and that's what coaches do so well. They get to the core of things if they're good coaches. So we're going to say it's www.rize, R-I-Z?
R-I-Z-E.
Oh, R-I-Z-E,
Yep,
global.
global.com.
And from there, you can find the Coaching Leadership Academy.
Yeah, just R-I-Z-E, global.com, riseglobal.com. And when you go to riseglobal.com, you'll see a video of me, and it'll say, hey, go enter your name and email address over here if you want access to this free 90-minute training. And then for 90 minutes on the call, we give you amazing content. Now, we give you an offer at the end of how to get involved and come to Coaching Leadership Academy or get involved in the online program. But you get amazing content. We don't sit there and give you nibbles and bits and leave you hanging. I give you the whole branding blueprint on there and the whole 10 steps you need to actually start packaging your passion and your knowledge and your experience. And that way you can walk away with your model named, your steps, and everything, and then that becomes the foundation for how to monetize your entire business. If I look at my business, my Passion to Profits lifestyle formula, it monetizes every area of my business. So if I do one-on-one coaching, I coach people with that formula. When I do group stuff and masterminds, I coach people with that formula. When I do my seminar that I have coming up in Detroit and the one I have coming up in LA, those seminars, all the content over 4 days is delivered from that formula. So the formula is the whole secret to it.
It's the foundation.
It's the foundation. It becomes the if you want a business model, it's the greatest business model you can put together. Forget all the other business models people talk about. That's the greatest business model you can start with.
And Lord knows, if coaches need anything, they need one to have a business plan. Someone said, I believe that every Excel sheet needs, every dream needs an Excel sheet. It's like you've really got to deal with this, coaches, whether you want to or not. And it sounds like this is just such a fantastic way. We are out of time, believe it or not. I have to thank you, Ted McGrath.
Yeah.
I understand why Gretchen was going so crazy, and you just want to hear more and more from him. Thank you so much.
It's been great. It's been a privilege.
And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.